$24. That's what the screen says. Silver, $24.12. You check it twice, still $24. So you call a dealer, ready to buy, and they quote you $36. $36. That isn't a typo. That isn't a hidden fee. That is a $12 gap between the number every financial platform on Earth is displaying right now and the number the person actually holding physical silver will accept. So who is wrong, the market or the dealer? Most investors never notice this gap. They see a number, they trust a number, they build entire financial decisions around a number without once asking where it came from or why the people closest to real metal refuse to honor it. This is exactly what gets broken down at Safe Haven Wealth, not the version Wall Street wants you to believe, the real mechanics underneath, the gaps that quietly drain portfolios while investors stay confused and frozen. Here's what no one explains plainly. That $24 figure isn't a price for silver you can hold. It's a paper price, the cost of a contract, a financial promise that represents silver without requiring anyone to ever touch an ounce of it. Dealers know this. When they quote $36, they aren't being dishonest. They're pricing reality. That gap is one of the most revealing numbers in modern markets. If the price on your screen isn't trusted by the people who sell silver every day, where does that number actually come from? The number on your screen doesn't come from a vault. It doesn't come from a refinery, a mint, or a dealer network. It comes from a trading floor where silver changes hands on paper, millions of ounces per day, and almost none of it ever moves physically. This is the futures market, and it is where silver's price is born. Here's how it works. Traders buy and sell contracts, agreements to purchase a set amount of silver at a future date. These contracts are leveraged, meaning a trader can control thousands of ounces of silver by putting up a fraction of its actual value. The volume is staggering. On any given day, paper silver traded on futures exchanges dwarfs the entire global physical supply, sometimes by a factor of hundreds. That should stop you cold. Price is being set in a market where almost no silver actually changes hands, where the participants aren't miners, refiners, or collectors. They're funds, algorithms, and speculators managing risk on spreadsheets. Dealers watch these numbers. They have to. Futures prices are the global benchmark, the reference point every buyer and seller starts from. But they don't trust them the way a casual investor might, because dealers live in the physical world. They know what it costs to source real bars, real coins, real metal with weight and history and finite supply. That disconnect is not an accident. It is the architecture of modern price discovery. So if price is discovered in a place where silver rarely moves, what happens in places where silver is actually changing hands? While New York futures traders are moving contracts across screens, something different is happening on the ground. In Shanghai, premiums on physical silver have surged even during periods when the spot price barely moved. Retail dealers across the United States have faced allocation limits, meaning they couldn't source enough product to meet demand, regardless of what the benchmark said. Mints have suspended sales, wait times stretched from days into weeks, and through it all, the number on the screen stayed calm, almost indifferent. That gap is where the real signal lives. When physical demand spikes, it doesn't always show up in the spot price immediately. It shows up in